Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about nonlinear programming using Kuhn-Tucker conditions. Kuhn-Tucker conditions. These conditions is used to provide easy method in solving nonlinear problems. So it is applicable when the objective function mentioned in the type of the problem. That is, if the function is given, either it's a maximization condition or a minimization condition, then we can use this Kuhn-Tucker method. So it is also used by using the same Lagrange's equation what we discussed in last class. So we have to form a Lagrange equation L, and then we have to solve using this condition. So the Lagrange equation is this is what we discussed earlier. So it is L is equal to f of x1, x2, x3, which is your objective function. So minus some constant, right, along with the constraints. So based on number of constraints we can use. So whenever we use number of constraints, if you have 3 constraints, it is denoted in terms of m. So 3 constraints means m is equal to 3. When the variables in the objective function is 2, then it denotes n. So n is equal to 2. Now let us proceed with what are the conditions used here. Here there are 4 conditions which is used one by one. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is phi of I is always greater than or equal to 0 for I is equal to 1 to m. So as we discussed earlier, m indicates number of constraints. If you have 3 constraints, so then phi 1 is greater than or equal to 0, phi 2 greater than or equal to 0, and phi 3 is also greater than or equal to 0. That is what it indicates. The second one is dou L by dou xj is equal to 0, where j is equal to 1 to n. So here n indicates number of variables in the objective function. So if the variable is 2, then I have to partially differentiate the Lagrange equation 2 times. So dou L by dou x1 is equal to 0. Similarly, dou L by dou x2 is equal to 0 if we have 2 variables x1 and x2. The next one, so phi I gi x1 up to xn is equal to 0. So we are relating based on constraints. So the constants and the constraint with whatever the variables is, I am going to equate it to 0. If you have m number of constraints, all we are going to consider it as 0. The next is your g of I xi xn. So whatever the variables which is added is always less than or equal to 0. So these are the 4 conditions we are going to use to identify the values of your equations. So whatever the objective functions you have, using these 4 conditions, we can able to identify a particular type of problem. So you can identify what is your x1 variable, x2 variable, and of course z based on this condition. It is applicable. It can be related by any 2 or any 3, and you can also use all the 4 to solve a problem. Let us solve some problem in Kuhn-Tucker method. So the problem has an objective function maximize z is equal to 3x1 square plus 14x1 x2 minus 8x2 square subjected to one constraint, which is 3x1 plus 6x2 less than or equal to 72. So to solve this problem, first you have to write what is the Lagrange equation. So the Lagrange equation will be something like this, which is related with objective function, which is f of x1, x2, x3, and based on number of constraints. If you have only one constraint, you will be having only phi here. So if you have 2 constraints, you will be writing phi 1, phi 2, and this one, this will be your constraints. So the constraint will be written here. So based on this, we can write this equation. So for this problem, the equation will be like this. So the first one indicates what is your objective function minus phi into your constants. So you have to know that, so this 72 is brought to the other side of it and it has to be written like that. So this is what we discussed in our previous uh, video. We can verify that. So the next one, so we'll go for conditions. There are 4 conditions here. The first one, phi is greater than or equal to 0. Actually, it is greater than or equal to 0. So that is the first condition. Anyway, we are not going to use this. So this can be used for a verification purpose. So to verify a particular problem, we can use this function. The next one, dou L by dou x1 is equal to 0 and dou L by dou x2 is equal to 0. This is the thing I am going to do because the objective function is having 2 variables, x1 and x2. So I am going to partially differentiate the Lagrange equation with respect to x1 and equate it to 0. Similarly, with respect to x2 and equate it to 0. So the equation will be like this. The first equation will be, when we differentiate this with respect to x1, we will get 6x1 plus 14x2 minus 3 phi is equal to 0, which means I can write this as 6x1 plus 14x2 is equal to 3 pi. Let me consider this as equation 2. Similarly, let us partially differentiate with respect to x2. If I do that, we will get 14x1 minus 16x2 minus 6 phi is equal to 0. So again, when we equate it, we will get 14x1 minus 16x2 is equal to 6 phi. Let me consider this as equation 3. So this is my second condition. Let me go for third condition. The third condition is your function. So phi of 3x1 plus 6x2 minus 72 is equal to 0. This is my third condition. And my fourth condition, let me consider this as equation number 4. And my fourth condition is 3x1 plus 6x2 minus 72 is always less than or equal to 0. So based on this condition, we can use these 3 conditions to solve the problem. So when you look here, you can able to see, to solve this, I can use the first, the equation number 2 and 3 to identify the values accordingly. So let me equate equation 2 and 3. So when you equate it, we'll get this 14x1 minus 16x2 is equal to 2 times of 6x1 plus 14x2. So which I will get an equation like this, minus 2x1 plus 44x2 is equal to 0. I'll consider this as equation 6. Now let me consider equation number 4. In equation number 4, it is indicating that so phi of 3x1 plus 6x2 minus 72 is equal to 0. You know that phi cannot be equal to 0 at any term. So only this can be equal to 0. So I can equate it like this. So as per mathematical term, so phi cannot be equal to 0. So I can consider 3x1 plus 6x2 minus 72 is equal to 0. So you can also identify based on this equation 1. So actually it is less than or equal to, sorry, greater than or equal to. So anyway, this also applies in that condition. So that condition can be used for verification purpose. So this I am considering as equation number 7. So if I solve 6 and 7, so solving 6 and 7, you will get the values of x1, x2. And of course, when you substitute that in our objective function, you will get the value of z. So to verify the problem, I can also identify what is the value of phi. So if I identify the value of phi, so which is here, let me consider equation 2. Substituting x1 value and x2 value here, so your phi value should be greater than 0. Should be greater than 0. Of course, we already consider that phi is not equal to 0. So the phi value will always be greater than 0. If your phi value is greater than 0, which means your answer is correct. You can verify that based on that. So let me solve another problem. Here your objective function is having two variables, which is x1 square, so x1 and x2, and here you have two constraints. So 4x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 24, 5x1 plus 10x2 less than or equal to 30. Again, the problem is same. First, we will write what is our Lagrangian equation. My Lagrangian equation will be like this. So the first term indicates my objective function. The second minus phi1, since we have two constraints, phi1 of the first constraint and phi2 of the second constraint. So this will be my overall equation, Lagrangian equation. Let us use this. So the four conditions again. First condition, phi1 should be greater than or equal to 0, phi2 should be greater than or equal to 0. Second, dou L by dou x1 is equal to 0, dou L by dou x2 is equal to 0. So since we have two variables, we are going to partially differentiate with respect to that variables. So the first variable will be, so 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 4 phi1 plus 5 phi2. So let me consider this as equation 2. So partially differentiating with respect to x2, we will get x1 minus 4x2 is equal to 2 phi1 plus 10 phi2. So let me consider this as equation 3. So the third condition is phi1 of 4x1 plus 2x2 minus 24 is equal to 0, and phi2 of this is also equal to 0. So the next one, so 4x1 plus 2x2 minus 24 is less than or equal to 0. Similarly, 5x1 plus 10x2 minus 30 is less than or equal to 0. Let me consider this as equation 5. Now to solve this, we can able to see that equation 2 and 3, which we used in previous problem, it is not applicable here because we have lots of constants. You can able to see there are 4 variables. So we have only 2 equations. Solving this is somewhat difficult. So directly I will go for the equation number 4. So from equation 4, I can say that phi1 is not equal to 0. Similarly, phi2 is also not equal to 0. So in that case, I can able to identify. So 4x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 24. Let me consider this as equation 6. Similarly, for this phi2 of 5x1 plus 10x2 minus 30. So phi2 is not equal to 0. So 5x1 plus 10x2 is equal to 30. Let me consider this as equation number 7. So now you can able to see here there are 2 variables and 2 equations. It is easy for us to solve this. So we can solve equation 6 and 7. So solving equation 6 and 7, we will get the values of x1 and x2. Substituting that in our objective function, we will get the value of z. So you can also substitute the same in any of the equations. So either equation 2 or equation 3 to identify the value of phi1 and phi2. So this phi1 and phi2 value should satisfy the first condition. If it satisfies, so you can able to get the correct answer. So mostly when you have 2 constraints and 2 variables, you will get usually a right answer because all the equations are same, so you can able to solve it directly. But if you have more than 2, if you have 3 constraints or 4 variables in the objective function, you have lots of equations here. So you have to solve each equation separately. Either you can consider equation 4 or equation 2, 3 or something like that. So solving this and verifying with respect to equation 1. So because it has to satisfy all the conditions and you have to verify with respect to that equation. If it is not satisfied, then you should not consider that. You should go for some other equation to solve it. So, but usually we are not will be not solving a problem similar having 4 or 5 variables. So this is the limit here for Kuhn-Tucker condition. Thank you.